When you hear China today, you might picture a global giant, but its other name, Zhongguo, the Middle Kingdom, which is its literal Chinese name, often stirs a different image, a nation claiming to be the center of the world, then and now. That's the common take, that China's always seen itself as above everyone else. Heck, I even thought this for the longest time. Yet the real story of the name Middle Kingdom is more grounded, tied to a specific time and place. Let's trace its evolution from ancient roots to a lasting identity and see why we misread it today. The story begins over 3,000 years ago during the Zhou Dynasty, around 1046 BC. Back then, China wasn't a unified empire, but a collection of feudal territories along the Yellow River. The Zhou rulers called this heartland Zhongguo, the central states, to mark it as the core of their world. Surrounded by nomads to the north, mountains to the west, and less settled lands elsewhere, they saw their plains as the middle both geographically and culturally. Texts like the Book of Documents show this early use, tied to the mandate of heaven, the idea that their emperor ruled with divine approval, making their land the moral center too. It was a seed planted deep. Fast forward to the Warring States period, around 475 BC. The Zhou grip on China had weakened, and seven kingdoms, Qin, Chu, Yan, Zhao, Han, Wei, and Qi, emerged in the same river valley. These states, locked in centuries of war, still called themselves Zhongguo collectively, the central states. It wasn't just nostalgia. They saw themselves as the civilized hub, distinct from the quote-unquote barbarians at their edges, such as the Xiongnu nomads. This plural Zhongguo sharpened the old Zhou idea into a clearer identity, a group of states sharing a central legacy amid chaos. Then came the turning point. By 221 BC, the state of Qin conquered the others, forging one empire. The central states became a singular central kingdom. Still Zhongguo, now the Middle Kingdom. Qin's first emperor didn't invent the name, he reshaped it. His unified realm sat where those states had fought, its walls rising to shield that same river valley from outsiders. The term stuck because it bridged the past and the present, a Zhou concept refined by warring states' rivalry, now the banner of a single power. Hey guys, 你对汉语感兴趣吗? Do you know what I just said there? I just asked you if you were interested in Chinese in Chinese. Perhaps you were like one of so many who always said that they wanted to learn a foreign language. How many times have you heard or said that, but there was never any real follow-through? Well, there's no better time than today to get started. If you want to learn a foreign language, then I would highly suggest considering learning Chinese. There are Chinese speakers all over the globe, so your chances to put it to use will be readily available. I have partnered with the team at Excel Mandarin, and I encourage you to go check them out. They have a wide variety of courses, small class sizes, 24/7 support, and a comprehensive website full of resources that will help you in your Mandarin journey. Also, their teachers are native Chinese speakers, so you can be sure that you are learning authentic Chinese and will be able to speak with confidence. Contact them now and set up your free trial lesson. Completely free, no strings attached. You can contact them by phone or email, all links below. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot the most important part. Be sure to tell them that Mr. Chopsticks sent you. Okay, now back to the video. The Han Dynasty, starting in 202 BC, locked it in. As they expanded, meeting Central Asian tribes and hearing of distant lands like Persia through explorers like Zhang Qian, Zhongguo didn't waver. Nearby states, Korea, Vietnam, paid tribute, fitting the old center and edges model. Far-off places were noted, but not rivals. With advanced tools like iron and a bureaucracy others envied, the Han saw no reason to rethink their title. Middle Kingdom held firm, not as some kind of global boast, but as the core of their known world. So why does this name endure? Through dynasties, Tang, Song, and even Mongol rule in the 13th century, Zhongguo evolved from a place into an idea. When the Qing took over in the 17th century, it was less about geography and more about a continuous thread of civilization. From Zhou's loose central states to warring states in battled bloc, then Qin's unified kingdom, it became China's name, a legacy of being the middle that carried forward. Today, though, we misjudge it. People hear the name Middle Kingdom and assume that China has always claimed global supremacy, towering over the US or Europe. But in Zhou or warring states times, their view of the world was really narrow, barely stretching beyond their borders. They knew nothing of Europe's tribes or Rome's legions, and knowledge of distant powers like India or Persia only emerged later in Han times. Zhongguo was about their immediate sphere, the Yellow River versus the Xiongnu or Chu, not a grand stage of far-off empires. Their pride was real, but it was measured against nearby neighbors, not a vast array of unknown civilizations that they couldn't even imagine. China's a major force now, and its confidence can definitely sound loud, and even off-putting to many other countries at times. And its pride in its name is deeply rooted within the psyche of many, and it does have a tendency to spill over into the modern-day geopolitical landscape. Yet viewing the name Middle Kingdom as a statement to the entire world that they are the best and have wanted to dominate the world since ancient times twists the tale. The name grew from a Zhou seed, took shape in warring states' strife, and then solidified under Qin and Han, not as a global flex, but as a regional reality. We layer our modern view onto it, assuming that it's always meant world domination. It didn't. It started as a heartland's label, became a kingdom's pride, and stayed as a symbol of continuity. Next time Middle Kingdom comes up, try to envision or imagine a river valley, a cluster of states, an empire rising from their ashes. That's where it began. That's why it lasts. And that's why we've misunderstood it all along. I want to thank you all for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and would like to see future China-related content, everything from historical pieces to videos on culture and language, and then of course to the meat and potatoes of my channel, which is travel, please make sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all my future releases. Hit that like button, drop me a comment. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you all in the next video. 下次再见. I want to give an extra special thanks to all of my YouTube members and Patreon supporters for their help in keeping this channel financially sustainable. A huge thank you to all supporters from the $1 tier on up through the higher tiers. I want to give an extra special acknowledgement to my PCO tier members. And lastly, a huge shout out to my top tier supporters. Lee, Martin S., David is Da Wei, and 有爱心的外国人. Oh, and just so you know, you guys rock.
What do you look for beyond the sea, grasshopper?